Alright, so I had a decent day today. 1 for 3, kinda, or 2 for 4, I guess you could say. But yesterday I had a really terrible day because I lost focus and I picked a stop that was at. I usually look at, if it's a higher price stock, I look at like the cents, and that's when I pick my stop. My stop should have been at like 93.80 or 92.80, but I picked 93.80 and I took shares based on 30 cents, and it should have been $1.30. So I lost 2.5 max loss yesterday, which sucked. And I mean, it was what it was. I just lost focus or whatever it was. But I tried to go into today without really worrying about that and, blaming myself, because it happens. So be it. So the first trade I took today was HPQ, which I didn't really like how it was trading. It was just moving so slow, which is good. It was a good first trade for me to get into after the debacle yesterday. But right off the open, we were holding pre-market high. And I saw this wick down. Well, I saw, first of all, the shooting star off the 1 minute, and the rejection of the 200 moving average on the 1. Wick down, bought back up right away off some daily levels and moving averages, and then we were holding right above the 200 on the 1. We're above all moving averages at this point, except we had a little bit of room on the 15 minute, which is okay with me. We can go back. We had up until $18 on the 15 minute. But the 5 minute, we had nothing in the way. We scroll out until my first partial, which would have been $18. The moving average is up at $18.30, so that didn't matter. So I took my first partial, first entry here, anticipating the break of 15, because it would touch 15, but it would never bounce off of it and trade lower. It would just hover right at it. Or 50, or sorry, 1750, not 15. So we're holding. I took the entry. I took it with 25-cent risk, which would have been down here, under that, which is way too much. It should have been bottom of this candle or bottom of the opening candle. But it's definitely not an A+ setup for me. So I was kind of anticipating another entry in. So we break above the 50. We have an initial move up. It doesn't bounce off this pre-market level. So I have some faith in it. Then we have a hammer here off the 9 minute, and I put into full size, and my stop is in the money now. So it's pretty much free money trade at this point, and I'm looking to take 80% of my shares at $18, $18.08, something like that, right near any resistance. I was long. I should say this too. I was long biased on the news. So the CEO is resigning for family purposes, I think. So that really changes nothing of the company. It's a new CEO. I'm pretty sure he's been there for a while. I'm not 100% sure, but he's been around for a bit. And like I said, it doesn't change the fundamentals of the company really at all. So as we look, we get to up around 1780, and then it just chops and does nothing. I was looking for like an ABCD type of deal here, but holding this pre-market high, and then it fell through and I just got out. And then I took another trade on it. If we look at the 5 minute, this next trade was based off the 5 minute. So we'll go to, so we don't see the rest. So 5 minute ABCD, again, I'm long biased from the news. So we come down, and looking back at it, it's definitely not as clear as I remember it. But I was looking at this like it was a hammer off the VWAP, which is 5 minute ABCD. I like to take off of the VWAP, C being a hammer. And I took it on the break of the body of the candle, and it traded up for a second and then just came right back down on me. My stop was the low of this consolidation here, and I got right out. It was a, yeah. So with my profit here, I lost about half R on this ticker. In reality, I should have took better size here, but I just never did. All right, so next was Foot Locker. Is that it? Only made two? Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. So Foot Locker was, I don't even know why I took this trade. Let's look. Oh, it's the same, yeah, same exact thing. Did we ever break the high of this candle though? Why did I get in here? Yeah, we did break it, and I got in, and yeah, that sucked. So same exact setup. Looking back, it was a terrible, if you're watching just from right here, it looks like a good setup on the 5 minute. We have the A, the B, the C with the hammer. I bought at the break, which only broke by 2 cents, and then it came back on me. But if we're looking at the bigger picture, no, it's just a higher low, or lower high. It's a lower high. Yeah, it's a bad trade. It looks good depending on how you're looking at it, but we have this just other trend down too. But so I tried to take the same trade, 5 minute ABCD, which I usually only like to take off if it's from the open 5 minute ABCD, not like just a coil. But enough rambling about it. So there wasn't much in the way up until this moving average swooping down on the 5. And we had one on the 15, but that was above the high of day already. So I would have been able to get 2 to 1 before this moving average. That's why I was okay with taking it. Didn't work out. I got stopped out. A little bit less than 1R if I remember correctly. And then I changed my position to short here. Once we got rejected on all these, we're under all the moving averages on the 5 and all the moving averages on the 15. Nowhere near the moving averages on the daily, so that's fine. It's already really weak, gapping down. I think it was like 12.5% at that point. So I took it short. Donald Trump tweeted about how much we hate China or something like that. I don't really, something about carriers should find an alternative. And so we're down so much, we don't really have anything in the way. The only things in the way of this short, which I enter here at 37.05, is this level, which is 37, and then we had a little bit of an issue around 36.45, which is the low of this candle here on the daily. So other than that, there's really nothing in our way until the pre-market lows. So I took 20% of my shares here, and then I said, I'm not going to take any more partials until 36, or right near 36. I have no idea how that just happened. But if we looked at, scroll ahead here, I'm holding through all the bounces, that's fine with me. And then we're right near 36, and we had a lot of volume right in this area, a big spike on this area, so I thought, okay, let me put a partial order in. I got most of it here, and then I didn't get filled on everything, so I got the rest of that, what was supposed to be that partial at 36.20. And then, so I have about 20% of my shares left, and I took it at 36, which was my initial goal. And then it sold off really hard afterwards, and this was, I think, someone covering a huge amount of shares because it spiked up really fast. But I'm not sure how's it playing out now. Yeah, it still looks really weak. So the reason I waited like this is I identified a very key level. We had nothing in the way except a couple, intraday supports. So I held out for the bigger move, realized 4R. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how I traded after the debacle yesterday. And ended the week on a good note. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks.